Warning, this is an adult-oriented podcast about really perverse things, like communication and consent. If you are under 18 and looking for answers to questions about sex or kink, please visit scarletteen.com. For the dude bro listeners, this is the nerdy shit. Fuck off!
Man whore, everybody wants to be a man whore. Man whore, a man whore on Lala's land.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. This is Lala with Lala's Land. Welcome, listeners. I have a whole table full of people and one cute little audience member. Hi. Tonight we're joined by Brat of Steel.
Joined by.
Boing.
Boing.
Boing, boing, boing.
And this, listeners, is why they invite me on.
You have to talk louder because we can't hear you.
That's true.
Sensual.
Oh, are you going to start rubbing your foot up my leg?
Maybe.
Okay, good. And Thief is here, and Anemic Princess is here, and we're... Hi. Hi. Hi, Thief.
Hi.
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 So I know last week
Hi.
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 Are you high?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
We're gonna kind of go back and talk a little bit more about anal. We talked a lot about it last week.
Back into it?
We're gonna back right into it.
We're going to back right into that anal.
We're going to talk about, does your anus produce lubrication? Remember
Not
that?
lubrication, moisture.
Moisture, lubrication, same thing.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Tears are lubrication. Sweat is moisture.
Okay.
We're gonna beat Thief up on this episode.
Okay.
Let me ask the table.
Okay.
Does your anus produce lubrication?
No.
No.
Incorrect. Yes, it does.
Not enough then.
Not enough. Not like the front butt.
Right. We're gonna talk about that. Yes, mucus is produced to help in eliminating waste, which I did refer to last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to say that I was trying to bring that up, and everybody shot me down last time.
No, but if you listen to the episode, I do say that.
Okay.
I say there's little secretion glands that make
Right.
moisture to help the poop come out.
And if you read
And that is true.
If you read Omegaverse fan fiction,
Oh no. Oh no, you stop right there, mister.
I have been told not to.
Okay. Here's the next question. Can an anus self-lubricate while having sex?
I feel like it probably can, but like they were saying, not enough. to-
Yeah.
It's just not enough.
Like it's
Just
kind of
not
been like
enough if it happens.
damage prevention control issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same page.
I'm going to read from a doctoro, Dr. Goldstein. I got this information from the website newnownext.com.
Oh, that sounds really,
Legitimate.
yeah.
It's a .com.
It's a .com.
.com.
Could be a .info
It's not even a .net.
or .gov. Well, I guess .gov would
Let
be any
Lala
better.
speak.
Hi, Lala.
I
What
want
the
to
good
know the
doctor say?
information.
The good doctor said. Well, this is not what the good doctor said. This is just something I read. Anal lubricant comes from anal ducts when the rectum is distended by the presence of waste. The rectum is also distended by the presence of a penis during anal sex, which may cause increased production of this natural lubricant. It is more along the lines of your body is saying, we need to poop, and gets prepared to do just that.
Ooh.
So it does secrete extra mucus, which is not enough for sex.
No.
Dr. Goldstein says that if you douche with water or enemas, it can lead to cellular irritation and destruction and then elevated mucosal lubrication. So if you're
I
douching
did
a
know
lot,
that.
the mucus will be more intense because it's irritated.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Saline laxative enemas tend to cause more mucus production because the irritation is greater. So don't.
That would be the sodium ones that Grady was talking about.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
When the glands produce excessive amounts of moisture because of the mucus, extra mucus from
Yep.
the enemas, those glands can get clogged, which leads to abscesses. And there was a whole yucky thing about that we're not going to go into, but
gross.
you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Bottoms who self-lubricate, Dr. Goldstein believes it is due to irritation of the glands or STIs.
Ooh.
Yep.
It introduces blooming or its later stages of overactive rectal prolapse, which has been called anal coming for a reason, because then you do secrete so much it feels like you're coming out your tushy. People love it, but again, it's the stress of the area that leads to these initial benefits, yet eventually complications.
I feel like I would feel like I was just pooping liquid poo, and then I would get really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So can like the moral of that be like, please use outside lubrication?
Exactly. So douching, I guess medically, if you're told to by a doctor, is one thing, but doing it excessively for your partner is not, from what I read, is not a good idea.
And take it slow.
Yeah, that makes sense, because for folks with vaginas, like, they don't want you to douche the front.
It fucks up your pH
Yeah,
balance.
it messes with your pH balance, so I can understand you just douching the back constantly wouldn't be good either.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's full of like different types of bacteria, good bacteria, bad bacteria that have different purposes. And if you clean it out too much, you're taking away all of the good bacteria too. So
Yeah.
I think that if people can't handle a little bit of shit, they shouldn't do anal.
Yeah, frankly, if you're not
That's-
going to be adults about it.
That's kind of what we said last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you said outside lubrication. So I did do a little more investigation, and they say never use saliva for anal play.
No.
It's not
It
enough.
doesn't work.
It doesn't. It's not enough. If you use a water-based lubricant, you can use saliva on top of that to kind of reactivate it a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
but-
just
to, like, dry
saliva
out.
is
There's a
no.
lot of germs in the mouth, though, that you're introducing
Yeah.
that way.
And they say that STIs can be passed by saliva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
into
So like,
the anus.
so if you're fluid bonded with that person, then you could go for it. If you're into rimming, then that's also just another risk that you're gonna go for.
But if you just want to be more safe about it, then you don't have to do that. You can just spit in their face and
there you go.
use regular
yeah.
lube for their ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that you don't ever want to use are the trendy lubes, like lubes with cooling substances or lubes with warming capabilities, because these will irritate the mucosal wall, and that's no bueno.
No.
And then never use numbing or desensitizing lubes, and they went into a whole medical reason for that as well. But basically, the bottom line was, if you're numb, you can't feel if you are in pain. If you have a tear and you're bleeding, you won't feel it. And basically, that's not good at all.
Yes, precisely. I tell people that too.
Yeah.
Lots of damage could be had.
Yeah, so just, I mean, anal is amazing. Just be careful and do your research.
And
Yes.
like it was said last episode, take it slow, be patient,
Yes.
and all those other things that were mentioned that I can't remember.
So because this is Lala's land, we just got past that scientific-y stuff. Those questions were answered. Do you feel like you got that answered, Thief? Because you were the one that was saying,
Yeah,
I
mean,
believe you
I
were
kind
asking
of,
that.
yeah,
Yeah? Okay.
yeah.
Brat of Steel, do you have any anal info, tips, fun stories, your first experience, anything you want to share with Lala's land?
Honestly, okay, so as far as like first experiences go, I don't think I can even remember what my first experience was, because that was always the spot I went for, because that's where I enjoy things. As far as tips go, like everybody always says the same thing: use like way more lube than you think you need, and go really, really, really slow, because if you go too fast, then it's over really, really fast.
And don't use GI Joes.
No.
Wait, if you start fast, it's
We're
over
not-
fast?
We're not doing vor. We're not doing anal vor. That's not what's happening here.
I didn't even think of that. Now,
Now
I need
that's
to
all he
go
can think
to
about.
my
That's a
room.
whole porn
Stop.
category.
I didn't know anal vor was a thing, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's a thing.
So there's a movie about that.
Human centipede?
No,
'Cause they only anal vor the head.
called Evolution.
Or
It's a
there's
comedy.
anal- What?
What?
Yes.
You cannot imagine what I've seen in there. Hurry up, guys, come on. Don't you ever tell anyone where I've been.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I'm glad you two are on the same page, because Lala and I are just like,
We're, like,
what
lost.
is happening?
Okay, but I want to go back to what you said. If you start fast, you end fast?
Because if you're going too fast, you can cause tears, you can cause pain, and it just, like, especially if your partner is really sensitive, then you go too fast, then you can hurt them, and then you're not going to get to play for very long.
I see. I see. Okay.
If you're not patient with your preparation, you're not going to get to the penetration.
Oh,
hey, that rhymed.
That
Ooh,
totally
that was
rhymed.
on purpose.
I mean, that could be a rap.
That was good. I like that.
We should do an anal rap, but not right now.
How would you wrap the anus?
No, like a song, a rap song. OMG. So have you had a situation where someone went too fast and you had to call it?
Oh, many a time.
Oh, really?
Many a time.
Yeah?
People think, like, okay, this is going to sound really rude, but cisgender heterosexual men think that they can just put one finger in and then stick their dick in.
Oh,
And that is not how it works.
no.
Okay,
I
now
agree
in our
with that.
defense, we're not checking size with the finger. We're just figuring out where to go. So,
It's finding the right hole.
right.
Oh, my goodness. Do you have any funny stories of situations that might have happened?
I'm trying to think. I know that Anemic has one.
I was gonna say, like, I could go while you think
Yes,
of one.
you go and
Yes,
I will
please.
think.
Share a story.
So, I've been able to do anal successfully with like other partners before, but with Gigantor and I've never been able to figure it out. We try so hard, like, and we joke that his dick is like the missing size of butt plug, like it's the missing link. Because anytime, and we've gone to stores and everything like that, trying to find butt plugs that are like approximately his size, so I could try to slowly like work up to it and then get past it. Because I feel like anytime I get an anal training set, like the leap from medium to large is so big that I can never get to large, right? It's just too much of a jump, right? So finally, I was kind of able to mostly get one of my large plugs in, and I was like, okay, we can do this, right? So tell Gigantor, we're going to go for it. We're going to figure it out. I did some preparation, right? So we're super careful, super slow. And then like finally he gets it in. And I literally remember just going like, yay, get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out. Way too big. And he's like, okay, I'm trying. I'm like, but don't go too fast, because ow.
Aw.
And so it was a whole thing. But afterwards he looked over, he was like, are you okay? I said, we did it.
But did you?
It
Got
went,
it in.
yeah, it went in my butt and immediately came back out.
What
But
if-
it went in my butt.
You know how when you put a butt plug in initially, you're like, ay, and then you relax and it like
settles
you get used to
in.
it. Could he have just been your butt plug for a little while and you could have relaxed until he was able to?
I'm going to tell
do
you
the
right now
function?
that if that happens, that you're starting with too large of a size.
Yeah, it shouldn't
You
be
should
like
not have that moment.
Yeah.
That moment should not exist.
it should just kind of ease in.
Yeah.
Because that's why, like, I knew, like, once he was in,
It
he
should
was
not.
inside, I
There
was
should
like,
not
oh.
be any like shock, any type of like discomfort.
But as it's stretching,
yeah,
it
no,
shouldn't-
you should be slowly stretching to the point that when it goes in, it does not feel that way.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
That's
There
what I'm
shouldn't be a
talking
moment
about,
of
going
pain.
slow enough with preparation that you don't. You should not experience pain.
that's a good information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I always have that moment where it's like, yeah, and then I just have to breathe, and then it's like, okay, I got this.
Yeah, I think you need to
so
slow
you're
down.
forcing your muscles to adjust to it too quickly.
That's called prison sex.
Oh, Jesus.
You're using your prison wallet wrong.
Prison sex with a butt plug, great.
So, speaking of anal training sets, I got one set that was really good size-wise, but really terrible texture-wise.
Oh.
And sandpaper?
Granite?
Yes.
Oh, I was
well,
kidding.
it's silicone, but the grade of silicone is obviously not good, so they feel smooth to your hand, but then when you try to put them there, they feel kind of rough. So I actually gave them, I was going to throw them away, and instead I gave them to my partner, and he's going to try to make molds of them because they are such a good, there's like 5 of them.
Oh, that's good.
They go up really well, and they're perfect. They don't have those missing links.
Yeah.
So he wants to try to make molds of them and then use good grade silicone to make better training sets for our local community. So I will keep you updated on that, Anemic, so that possibly you could get that set because size-wise, perfect. It's
Yeah,
just
man.
bad texture.
I just want to do butt stuff.
Butt stuff is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then over time, maybe you can get your own color combinations.
Exactly.
and-
You could customize color combinations.
Could do a rainbow.
Heckin' yeah.
Yep.
Heckin' yeah.
Heckin' yeah.
I feel green today.
You look green today in your glasses and the reflection from the green
That-
lawn outside.
That
not really
started
what I
out
meant.
awful and ended quite beautifully.
Not what I meant.
Oh, sorry. Sorry and not sorry. I don't know.
It's okay. All right. Does anyone have any more anal stories?
We could start one.
Okay, so I can out Noms on this because he outed himself in the Discord, and I don't know why I messed with the straw. I'm so sorry, everybody. That
Because
was
you said you were going
terrible.
to play with whatever's in front of you.
I did.
Don't start touching those knobs,
I will not.
and don't touch these knobs.
I can't touch those knobs.
Listeners, I'm touching my breastises. Okay.
She's not just touching. She's slowly lifting and moving back and forth,
Squishing
squeezing.
them.
Back to the story.
Out noms. Sorry,
Nipples
noms.
slowly
We love you.
hardening over time.
Stop it.
I run an OnlyFans, and I was like, I need some collaboration for OnlyFans. So I went to Noms, and I was like, hey, do you want to collaborate for OnlyFans? And he has this issue where as soon as he gets close to a booty hole, his dick says no. Mm-hmm. And so we had a sad time. But it ended out well. It ended out well because he had a good time putting other stuff in my booty instead. But it still was like, both of us were just like, oh no, sad.
Yeah, he did share that with us.
Yeah. And he said it was fine to share it on the podcast when you asked him.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. I mean,
consent.
He
Consent
shared
is
it
important.
his own self.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we answered the questions. We got a little bit of.
I do want to say that I do want to say that just because somebody has trouble staying hard does not mean that they're not enjoying themselves. It doesn't mean they're not having a good time.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It doesn't mean that they don't want to still do things with you. Like, sometimes it just happens and it's not a conscious decision. It's not something wrong with you, and it's not something wrong with them.
I
Bodies
will
be weird, man.
reiterate that it does not mean that there's anything wrong with you or that you're not attractive.
Yes.
That seems to be a huge fucking thing. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe if I was hotter, you found me more attractive than this. No, it has nothing to do with it. And the fact that that is out there now, that you said that and like spoken into existence, is making things worse.
Yes.
There's now more anxiety. There's no more panic. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, but I will also say that not doing enough prep and not getting loose enough will make it difficult for your partner to penetrate you, which could cause them to lose hardness as well. So
Yeah.
you really have to think about all of those different things when participating in anal play, your safety, their safety, and what will make it easy for them to get inside at you.
And also if they're an empath and not a sadist, because the moment that something might start to hurt you, it might make their body kind of revolt and go, oh no,
Yeah.
like we have to go into like help them mode. And so sex just goes away and you're like, what can I do for you? Are you okay? Like, and you're just like, you could have fucked me, but now you're just like trying to save me. So, be careful whose souls you're saving out there, people. Sometimes you just need to fuck.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to put it in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
Let's jump into Gotham Press Podcast right about now.
From Bakersfield to Mount Olympus, Gotham Press talks naughty business, sexual topics to explore your whoredom, good if you're new or a kinky Yoda. Gotham Press Podcast. The dirty kinksters your parents warned you about.
Welcome to the Gotham Press Podcast. I am here today with Lala.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm great.
We have a guest today.
What?
Yep, his name is Jack.
It is?
Hello,
I am a
Jack.
brat of steel.
The Brat of Steel.
And now introducing your newest host.
No, not the table. Don't
Oh.
bang on the... Oh, God damn it.
We banged on
That
the
was
table and now
good.
it's dirty
No.
and we
It
have to
sounded
clean
like
it.
drums.
To us, not to the recording.
Sorry, listeners.
She just blew everybody's eardrums
Could you just
out.
announce our new co-host?
Oh, our new co-host.
We have a new co-host.
We
and
do.
you don't. Oh,
Well,
sorry.
they do,
No.
technically.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Hey!
Exactly.
Woo!
So, if you'd like to subscribe to us on Patreon, you can find out.
Who our new host is.
Yeah.
Who your new host is.
You don't get a new host. All you get to do is sit there and listen.
Don't say any words. Just giggle
No
and let them
words.
guess. All right, Gothamites, who is it? If we were live, that would be epic.
That would.
would be pretty great.
We're not
Except
live.
that we had just done all of Lala's Land where they were talking.
We didn't just do that. That was days ago.
Days and weeks ago. Sometimes
You've been
months.
here a long time.
I've been here for like 6 years, you guys. I've lost all track of time.
You guys probably think that we just do all of Lala's Land and then jump right into Gotham Press, but we don't. There is epic time in between.
Like
Lying
20
to
seconds
your
sometimes.
listeners.
A whole 20 seconds.
Dishonesty.
So we would like to welcome Anemic Princess as our newest host of the Gotham Press Podcast. Welcome.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Welcome. We're so happy that you're here.
I'm excited to
And
be
now
here.
you know that I
Good.
will be on here all the time.
Yep.
That's
Listen.
okay too.
I'll just always bring Jack.
Anemic
with
will
me.
be like, we don't have a guest. Hey, Jack, you're coming down tomorrow. And I'll be like, okay.
So some of the listeners might know that there's been a competition between Anemic, Shark Boy, and Brat of Steel.
That cheating bitch.
As
Yep.
far as like how many times you've been on Gotham Press Podcast
As a guest.
as a
Yes.
guest.
Okay.
Well,
Keep that in mind.
Well, no.
Oh.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the
We
thing.
didn't specify
We
guesting.
did not specify. So I was playing the long game. I
Okay.
played you.
You played us?
Yeah. I told you. She's a cheating bitch.
Yeah, that's me.
I personally really like having Anemic on as a guest because she's so intelligent about so many things that I am not intelligent about. Like
Same.
my brain doesn't retain stuff.
And that's exactly why they're now a host.
Yep.
Yeah, so now we get to benefit from her knowledge every week, and that is super exciting.
Y'all are so sweet.
No, really, I'm not. I'm not sweet. If you lick me, I'll be salty.
I've licked you and you're
Sour.
Sour,
Sour.
salty,
sweet. You lie.
salty.
She is sweet.
So we have to do a Lala taste test now.
Oh,
is what
no.
I'm
Yes,
We
hearing.
do.
On the table.
Put it on TikTok.
Anyway,
TikTok.
I'm here. It's a thing.
And only the preview will be on TikTok. The rest will be on OnlyFans.
Oh.
Holy macanoles!
Or Patreon.
I think it's been too long since I spent time with Lala. She's a little bit shell-shocked today, you guys.
I do feel
I do.
a little
You
out
do?
of.
What do you do?
I do.
I do. I don't know.
We're getting married.
Oh, wow.
We are.
You said you do.
Here comes the bride.
Wow, this has already gotten derailed, and it's been like 2 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, this is
We
why I'm here.
are in shambles
Settle down.
again.
Listen,
Yep.
we have some stuff to talk about.
Do we?
Well, a lot of stuff to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
First,
Yep.
we have brought this up multiple times on the show.
Have we?
Netflix's
Yeah.
Bonding.
Oh, yeah. The show that they canceled after season 2?
Is that what they did?
Yep.
I liked season 1. I haven't watched season 2 yet.
Okay, well, season
2
1
was
was interesting, but such a train wreck of like a BDSM/kink experience. Like it was
Yes.
just horror bad.
I agree. But if you are knowledgeable in BDSM and not using it as a
Guide.
realistic guide,
Right.
then you can enjoy it.
Yes, because it was funny as
It
hell.
was funny as heck.
In season 2, they actually address the whole
Yes.
bullshit in season 1 aspect, and they do good job. Like it's. I thought season 2 was less funny than season 1.
Yes, it was less funny and more informative and more focused on consent and doing things the right way and earning service. And I really appreciated that about it.
Yep.
That's really responsible. of
Yeah,
it.
and yeah, they did a
kinda go
really good
back and
job.
fix it.
And then they just cancel it. So
Well,
no season 3.
I'm sad. I'm going to watch season 2, and then I'm going to be extra sad because they're not going to be a season 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Season 2 was really good in that aspect because you could tell that the creators looked at the feedback from fans and implemented ways to fix what they had broken in the first season. And I really appreciated that responsibility from them.
Yeah,
Was awesome.
good. Moving on.
Moving on down the line.
Anemic, you brought Jack on for a specific reason.
Well, for
Actually, I think I technically brought Anemic on for a specific reason.
I mean,
Well, she's the co-host, so you're her guest.
She wasn't
outranks
yet.
you.
She outranks you for sure.
She was not the co-host when I came up with this idea.
this
That's
is
true.
100% true.
Dag nabbitron.
So,
I have receipts.
I do too. Jack
Yeah.
actually reached out first.
Before I even talked to Anemic about it. So
so
Well, get on with your bad selves.
would we like to talk a little bit about our fantastic giveaways before we go into our...
You can go tinkle.
Go tinkle.
Tinkle, and then we will
I'm
talk
sorry,
about
I'm
it.
being such a bad person.
It's fine. We
And this
can
is
carry
why
this.
Anemic is replacing Lala on the
Oh
podcast.
my goodness.
No.
What did you say?
Nothing.
He's
Go
already
pee.
creating discord. It's fine. We're go pee, Lala. It's fine. So, Brat, let's talk a little bit about our fantastic giveaway that we're doing with the Gotham Press. Go ahead.
Alrighty. So we decided that we would like to do a double giveaway because a lot of giveaways seem very one or the other Headspace specific. So we thought we would do 2 giveaways mixed into one. One of the prizes will be for a caregiver little dynamic specific, and the other will be for a pet handler dynamic specific.
Ooh.
We will be giving out a custom pacifier and coloring books for the caregiver little dynamic, and possibly a couple other things, depending on what we can come up with.
Yeah,
and
we can
then
swing.
a set of basic safety gear for the pet handler dynamic, with probably a couple toys thrown in there as well.
Like did you say a custom coloring book?
A custom pacifier and then some coloring
Oh,
books,
okay.
just some regular coloring books.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And some of those like twisty crayons that are like in a plastic tube and you can twist them up and they stay small. 'Cause
Those are like the best.
Lipstick?
they're
Things.
the best.
Twisters.
Yeah,
They
they're
kind
crayons.
of function like lipstick, yeah.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
you
But
twist
they're
them.
crayons, but they're thin, they're small. So kind of like a mechanical pencil, but with a crayon instead of a lead.
Oh, wow.
And just makes it so
That
that
sounds
those of
fancy.
us that are trying to color don't have to worry about using the big, fat, wide ends of the crayons when the tip wears down.
Right.
And for someone who's a real bad colorer like me, that's exactly what I need. So
Some of us, even though we are very small in our headspaces, get very frustrated when we can't stay inside the lines.
yeah, that's
Well,
me.
then, damn it, now I want to be there because it doesn't matter if you go outside the lines as long as you're using the colors that you want to and that your soul represents, and you can still make the combinations on the page look fabulous and amazing, even if you can't stay in the lines.
Yeah, those ones.
I don't know,
crayons.
man.
We will post a picture of these twistables.
I'm like, even my like little headspace is too fucking neurotic
Yeah,
for that.
same.
I just start raging. I'm like, oh, I suck at that.
Exactly.
And-
Like my little will just stop coloring and put everything away because
I rage color. Like my poor caregiver's like, what are you doing? And I'm just, but
I can't get out all the feelings on this one page.
oh, so many feelings. Anyway, that's part of our giveaway that we would like to do with y'all. Part of the reason why Brat and I wanted to do this giveaway is because both of us share those common headspaces. We're both littles. We're also both pets. I'm also a handler. So that was one of the things we wanted to share. We also have a quick plug, which I'm sure we've plugged on the podcast before.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Yeah, we do have a class that we teach together called Petting Zoo. It's kind of like a Littles and Critters one-on-one class that's combined because it gives you the basics of each headspace as well as how to caregive for them, and then also how to combine that kind of play together between littles and pets.
Yeah, so it's all about the benefits of having littles and pets be at events together because they occupy each other, they play together, and they both benefit from it. They gain learning and attention and affection and knowledge and training from each other.
Yes.
And for the handlers, it's also a reason you can just drop them off and let them be babysit by the pets
No.
and stuff, and you can go do your own
No.
thing.
That is a terrible idea.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure it sounds like you need to go to our
That's-
class, thief.
That sounds like littles riding pets into the kitchen to raid the snack cupboard.
Whoa,
Yeah.
now we put up gates.
Do you?
Nope.
Do you?
We should, though.
Yeah.
Is there a gate large enough to blockade Pet Den from the kitchen? Because if so,
One at a
why haven't
time,
we had that
yes.
for a long time?
I think it could handle one at a time, but not the group.
Not all 12.
We
No.
need a wrought iron
There's
gate
so many
right there with sharp, pointy tips.
Not sharp, pointy.
Yeah,
We're not
because then
trying
if they try to climb over it, they'll stop.
We'll get
to
impaled.
impaled, and then how are we going
Oh,
to
look,
explain
I've
that
been
to the
impaled.
EMT team that shows up?
Oh, I have an idea.
Huh.
Oh, well, no, because pets will just leap over it. I was
Yeah.
going to say we can spin a couch and put it.
We've tried that.
We have, yeah. That's kind of like the method that we have right now, and some are still making it over. So during
The
that
couch situation here has changed drastically.
It has.
So I'm not quite sure how we're gonna.
But if you can hop up onto the couch, then you can hop over the couch.
Yes, but
Exactly.
usually we have people sit on the couch that's
Yes.
blocking the way out.
That would not stop some rambunctious pets.
Well, that's
Pharaoh
why.
has made it into the kitchen several times.
Yes, he has.
He has also made it out the sliding glass door.
That was scary. That was a time. So that's why we depend very heavily at these events for things like handlers
And caregivers.
and caregivers to be able to keep an eye on things. So
I will say that as a community, we've gotten really lucky at the number of people that don't have a pet or a little that come and sit and learn about handling and help take care of the pets and littles
Yes.
at these events because, man, we have such high community interaction with our pet den and our little space events. It's kind of ridiculous.
it's pretty great. I mean, I was one of those people even where I didn't know anything about pet play, and I was invited to come to Pet Den to learn about it. Yes, by Jack. So I was invited to come and learn about it, and so I got to learn about it and find out that, you know, not only did I want to be a handler, but eventually find out that I had a pet space as well. But I mean,
Oh, shocking.
oh, I know.
No one expected that.
But there have been several times where I have seen other like community members show up just to learn, and they ask all these great questions. We have our little discussion that we do beforehand at Pet Den, and even during Pet Den they're wanting to know how to interact with the pets, or sometimes they'll stay back and they'll watch and they'll ask questions. So it's really great that we have a community that's so willing,
interested.
and willing to learn and give it a try, and so it's pretty nice.
Is it class kink friendly?
Yes, ours is.
Yes.
We
We go into dark age play. We go into scening while in little space. We go into a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah,
Sexual pet play, non-sexual pet play, sexual little space. Like,
we preface it beforehand. We kind of go over a few of the kind of like content warnings and trigger warnings in the beginning, because obviously there are plenty of people that are not a part of that camp, and I
Right.
so totally get it and respect it. So we just want to let them know beforehand, so in case that isn't class for them, they can leave, or if they need to just excuse themselves during those portions, they can. But we're pretty good about it. We have a slideshow that goes with it that has like in big letters like what we're going to be talking about
Yeah.
before anything pops up on the slide.
Right.
So it's just, you know, to kind of help people who are just don't want to be around that kind of information.
That's
especially
cool.
if they feel small when around other littles, because I know that happens to littles around me. When I get small, I kind of pull everybody else down with me in a good way. And so some of their little spaces might not be comfortable learning about things like that. So definitely giving them the heads up and making sure to announce when things like that are going to come up.
Nice. Good.
But we've had pets in like full bondage gear play with us, and it
Oh,
has
yeah.
not affected anybody. Everybody's just like, another pet, and plays. It's
Right.
Yeah.
It's great. I think I would. What was that?
Jeez.
I think I would encourage everyone that has any like possible interest in pet play to come to Pet Den, because I guarantee it is not what you're expecting.
Yes, 100%. That's the biggest thing that I always tell people, because I had a lot of misconceptions before I showed up, and it's actually like such a fun time. And even if it's not for you, you can hang out and just spend time with the other folks who are there. Or if you don't even want to do that, you can just always excuse yourself and leave, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's,
no one's going to be upset if you decide you need to leave.
yeah, exactly. Because we get it's something that's different. It's like, you know, sometimes you don't know, like, you don't know what you're going to be into, and you don't know what you're going to very much not be into until you see it.
True.
Like all things when it comes to this kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, I will say that a lot of community members have told me that they love Pet Den because they can come, sit, and watch something cute and have social time with other kinky people, where they can be open and not have to be candid about who they are, and just get more social time. Like, I feel like a lot of people were just needing that social time, and it just gives them that space.
Yeah.
And it's wholesome, and you might even get critter cuddles from it.
Yeah. And there's no expectation for you to engage, and also boundaries are still respected.
Yes.
Which is a really big thing, right? So like, because even like when you're in a pet headspace, you still have bodily autonomy, right? And so you can convey, which is one of the things that we go over in our class as well, kind of nonverbal cues that are typically from the pet or from the little as to whether or not they want to engage with you in any
Yes.
sort of way.
Right.
We definitely go over body language and all these different cues that pets and littles give off when they're not speaking.
Yeah, because of course most of us are nonverbal. So, or have limited verbal capability, I should say.
Right. But some have a lot of...
Yep.
Some
Courage
have-
the Cowardly Dog it.
And some of us just speak foxanese.
Yeah.
And some foxes have a lot of sass that comes across very well.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I really wish, because as you guys are talking, my memories are going like way back to the beginning of this community. And I didn't understand pet play at all. And we had a puppy, and they were a little bit too aggressive of trying to get pets or play with you, and to people who didn't understand it and weren't comfortable around it. And they didn't understand in their pet space that they were being
Too
obtrusive
aggressive.
or
That they were breaking boundaries.
they were making people uncomfortable to the point where their handler had to be talked to, and then they weren't able to be in that space while others were playing in a
public
S&M
spaces.
situation. So I wish that you guys were around then, because that person really could have benefited from that a lot.
Yeah, I know that I've talked to several other pet players, and that is definitely getting spread around that consent is important even when you're in headspace, and how to read that body language and stuff is becoming more and more widely taught. But I think Anemic and I's class goes deeper into it than I've seen it gone into anywhere else so far.
Yeah. I'm not into pet play, but I definitely love being around the pets. So I think I need to come to the class just so I'm informed. So when and if you guys do it again,
It's a win.
I will be there.
As soon as we are given the go-ahead,
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
will be a pet den.
Yeah, 100%. And we can kind of do the class whenever
Yeah.
classes come back.
Whenever
We'd
classes
be
come
happy to
back,
do
we'll
that.
just hop right on, because we got no issue doing that.
We've done it 3 times now.
Yep, we've done it 3 times, and literally all we do is like text each other the day before and be like, "Do you have this updated thing?" And we're like, "Yeah," and then
Yeah.
we do it.
It gets better every
Yeah.
time we do it. We update it every time we do it with new
Yeah.
information and
'Cause we get
resources.
amazing feedback. We taught for Threshold, and we got just gorgeous feedback from the people that attended the class.
It was
for
incredibly
Threshold in
helpful.
LA.
Oh, good.
It was wonderful,
Wonderful. That's awesome.
because we are always looking to add new information and to continue to learn and grow. And that's why we teach this class, is to help encourage other people to do that as well.
Yes.
Good. Good.
I sound so grown up.
You do.
An adult teaching a class. And then someone was like, "You're an educator." And I was like, "What?" No,
An educator.
I don't teach people. I'm just little.
Do you guys are you guys feeling like you got all of the words out for your...
No. How's this giveaway work?
How does the giveaway work?
Yeah.
I was going to leave. You guys usually do the giveaways, so I was just given the prizes.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
so
it's
you're
part
just,
of yours.
Oh, they're going to be added to the
To the
vlogger
bulk.
giveaway?
Yes.
Okay.
We could do that.
We
If
just
you-
wanted
if you're
there to
okay with
be-
that.
We just wanted there to be options for people that might not have a little headspace or might not have a pet headspace specifically. So we wanted to give pets and littles an equal opportunity to get a prize from it that will suit them.
Interesting.
So in addition, or like we're going to pick extra?
I think we will pick extra.
Okay.
I think what we'll do is we'll pull a name or figure, whatever we do to pick a name, reach out to them, find out what they want, and then like mark that off the list. And then maybe after that say, well, no.
We can talk about it.
Yeah.
We can figure out how we're going to do it later, but...
Or
Do a
listeners
name draw for each.
can let us know how they think
Each
we should
thing.
be done.
Yes, you
Yeah.
could get advice from the listeners and
Yeah.
see how they would like to enter, whether they would like to specify which one they're entering for, or
That
Yeah.
could
That
work
would
too.
work.
That would actually, yeah, that's a good idea.
All right.
I think Jack figured it out. But yeah, yep.
So you can reach us many ways. Look at the show notes. You can reach us many ways through there, or you can call Candy Sweetbox. Is that in the show notes as well?
Yeah, 805.
303.
Yep.
1173. Oh, thief. Oh, thief.
It's been too long.
We do need a word of the day, though.
We do.
We did not pick one. Usually we just come up with one
Like
during
towards
the
the end.
episode, so we'll figure it out. What did you say?
Plug.
Plug.
Like butt plug.
Like a butt plug.
She
Yeah.
said butt.
She did. She said butt.
So I think plug is a good word of the day.
Word of the day is plug. P-L-U-G.
Not pug. Plug.
I said P-L-U-G.
G.
We're just making further clarification.
Plug.
please.
And never
making
plug
sure-
your pug.
Oh.
Don't plug your plug
No.
unless
Oh,
it's an
unless
electric
it's-
plug and it needs to plug into charge.
Well,
Or-
unless it's a
Pet.
puppy that
Oh,
likes
that does
play.
sexual pet
that.
play.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a tail plug.
a tail plug.
Tail plugs are quite cute.
I have a.
They are cute, but I could not.
I
have
say
a
your
headspace and
headspace
have
is
a tail
not
plug.
about it. But
Pharaoh would just be screaming the whole time. He would just be like, "What the fuck is happening?" And I would have to like have a whole talk with whoever decided that.
Okay. Plugs.
But
Plug.
Lala wants one.
I have one.
Oh, she has one.
I have a fox plug.
For your-
Foxtail.
For your pet plug?
Is it a real foxtail?
Uh-oh.
the silence is deafening. Anyway,
Dun
moving
dun
on.
dun.
Let's do we want to thank our sponsors?
Why do birds suddenly appear? We have two of our sponsors
Thanking your
on
sponsors.
the
You're
podcast.
welcome.
We do, yeah. There are two of our sponsors on the
Yeah.
podcast. I think that we should probably start with our lovely guest because he is one of our sponsors.
He
So-
is.
Hello.
He's one of our favorite sponsors.
Indeed, he is. I am.
favorites.
Yep.
Oh, I know that you don't listen to the show.
Not very often.
Oh,
I
no
don't have
longer?
internet at my house.
I had made a suggestion
Yeah.
oh, what was the suggestion?
about
Tell me,
because
tell me.
I think I asked, hey, can a Pacis be used as a butt plug? And then they were saying it's not stiff enough, blah, blah. And then I thought of this brilliant idea. What if you took the flange of a butt plug and decorated that like a pacifier?
That was what my brain was immediately jumped to.
How cute would that be?
And Greedy shouted you out with a question and wanted to know if you could harden the Pacis to become.
Well, what you'd have to do is probably fill, because I also thought of that as we were talking, you would have to take the nipple of the Pacis off because they come apart, which makes it easy to sanitize the nipple without having to worry about fucking up your decorations that I have painstakingly put on there for you.
Word.
You would have to fill the nipple of it with something, maybe air dry clay or something that would harden on its own to make it hard, and then make sure to leave the part that is small that pops into the base the right size. So not to fill it all the way, but you could probably make it hard enough, but they're so small.
Yeah.
It wouldn't really.
Oh, well, if it comes detached, then it might come detached
No.
No.
in the tushy.
No,
It would not.
And come apart. No?
Not
So
the way that it
The
pops
reason that
out.
it works
okay.
is the base comes apart in 3 pieces.
Okay.
And the nipple of the pacifier goes through the big part of the base, hooks onto the button, and then the handle of the pacifier snaps in on either side and holds it in place.
So it can't get
It
loose.
cannot come loose.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
All right,
have
then.
to remove the handle entirely to get the button to come loose, and even then it's work
Okay.
to get them to come loose
All right.
sometimes.
So pulling on that little handle is not going to release the
No.
nipple.
And
Okay.
even if you pulled on it hard enough to break the pieces that go in, the pieces that go in would stay in and hold the button in.
Okay. All right, then.
Which is good, so you don't suck it down your throat.
No, you would not. And the base is large enough that I wouldn't have a worry about that. I would worry that the nipple would not be large enough to really make a difference or have good sensation.
Okay.
That
Because
would
if
have
you
to be
pull, as
some-
soon as you pulled on the handle, it would just right out.
Yeah, I think that would take some serious modification, and you would
Yeah,
have
it
to
would
either
be-
use a plug or like a dilator and like epoxy that in, and
Yeah,
then try to find a
so-
way to plug the rest of the components back
You
on.
could like hollow out a plug and then insert the nipple of the pacifier into it and like glue it in with body safe epoxy or something. And that way it would be the base of a pacifier on a plug.
Yeah.
But even then,
It's like, is it really? I don't know. I'm used to. Jack and I have big butts,
Yeah.
so we're trying to think like, would it even show?
my booty cheeks, they swallow the things.
Yeah, you can't really see.
You gotta have to do like that crazy thing where people like duct tape their booty cheeks apart.
They have butt tape sold by Wildflower Sex, and it made me so excited to
I
see.
need it.
It's literally like athletic tape, and they're in the shape of a Y. So you put it on either side of like your cheek, and then you pull the bottom part of the Y around your hips so that it will spread you open.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those of us that are gifted with glorious booty cheek, we need that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to film for OnlyFans.
Oh,
Nobody can
100%.
see that booty hole.
Exactly. It's like, dude, this is the money shot. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, there
Invest
you
in
go.
booty tape
We
for
just
your money
learned-
shot.
We did.
We just learned a thing.
In our sponsor shout out, we learned a
Yeah.
huge
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Oh,
Steel
to
Brat
go back
Pacis.
into sponsors, my shop is called Steel Brat Pacis, and I make custom pacifiers for age players. Every single pacifier is custom. I don't do any pre-mades currently, so all you gotta do is contact me on Instagram or FetLife or even Facebook if you're comfortable contacting me there. You can also find me on TikTok. TikTok is Brat of Steel, and message me there, and I will make you a custom pacifier. I ship
Awesome.
nationally. I ship with a $5 flat rate shipping fee, and internationally, the price depends on the cost of shipping it to that country.
Right.
Awesome.
Which is fair.
Amazing. Fantastic.
They're really cute too, you guys, and I put sparkles inside the nip
They
knobs.
now they're not just cute. Some are cute, some are super cute, some are really cool, like stylized, like awesome. Like I seen some that were really dark and kind of creepy
Yes.
vibes, and I was like, oh my god, they're awesome. So
I've
yeah,
also like custom made some of the centerpieces out of polymer clay. Because somebody wanted a very specific wolf face on theirs, and I could not find a centerpiece for it anywhere, so I had to hand make that, which was really hard, but it came out really good. The only problem with polymer clay is it's kind of heavy, so you got to be aware that your base is going to be a little heavier, and you're going to have to focus more on keeping it in your mouth.
So as you can see, he's extremely knowledgeable and willing to go pretty far with his customs. So if you're looking for a adult pacifier, a custom one, then definitely reach out to Steel Brat Pacis for some assistance, and he can walk you through it. He's there for every single step of the process. I can tell you as someone who owns 2 of them that they're absolutely wonderful products, and I absolutely
Yes.
adore them.
And I have put the ones I've made for myself through hell, and most of them are still all the way together, so it takes some serious damage to get the decorations to come off of these suckers.
Yeah. So let's move on to a few of our other sponsors. Let's go over to Thief's Touch.
Ooh,
Why don't we?
okay.
Let's talk about
Touch
Thief's
me,
Touch.
We could do that. Thief's Touch for all your flogger needs. Well, not all of them, but some of your flogger needs.
All of your flogger needs, all of them.
No.
Give him
there's-
all the orders.
There's some floggers that Thief's Touch does not provide at this juncture, but the ones that he does are. I can't talk about myself in third person. It's weird. It's weird.
I didn't talk in third person, so
I know. I don't know
Well,
why did.
I can talk about you. I also own a Thief's Touch flogger, but I've
So
also
do
have
I.
seen a recent one that you made, your Midnight one that you
Yeah.
made, and it is absolutely beautiful. Very excited because I might get to play with it at camp, and I'm very happy about it. I'm like, yeah, you got this, but I'm gonna mess with it. So I don't know. It depends on if the recipient of that flogger decides to bring it with them in their toy chest. But it's absolutely beautiful product. I've seen several different variations of what you do. I especially like
Absolutely gorgeous.
the button at the end of the bases. There's like a nice like little picture there at the end. It kind of wraps it all together and shows you more about the theme of
And
the
each
flogger.
one is different
Exactly.
so far.
So far.
Yeah. There was one a friend ordered, and he's like, "Can you do the pan flag?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I can do a pan flag." And then it dawned on me that I didn't know what the fuck the pan flag looked like, so I had to like Google it and found a whole bunch of like different LGBT flags and pins and stuff. So I've got a bunch of those now.
Sweet.
But they're kind of like when I'm just making them myself, like without anybody specifically in mind, I don't really want to use them because I'm like, what if somebody who isn't represented by that flag likes this flogger, then they can't.
And then they want to purchase it, but they feel like they can't.
Yeah. So, but most of them are going to be kind of somebody's phone.
Somebody reached over. Oh, it was you. All right.
I don't know why.
That's weird. Yeah.
Super weird.
The crop has magic abilities.
The crop was passed across the table, and then you got to hear some interesting sounds.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was weird.
So at this point, do you take anything that's like, so you're talking about the pan flag being included in there. Do you take like a certain level of customs? What sort of level of customization do you take?
It depends. Like, if somebody's interested in something, they can reach out to me and we can kind of talk about it, because at this juncture, I don't have a bunch of hides in like different colors. So I'm limited on what I can buy without charging somebody like, for 3 hides, just to get like a 3-color flogger. But
Do you have any experience with dyeing the hides yourself? I know there are a variety of leather dyes, and several people in the community who might be willing to chat with you about how to use those.
There's, for a lot of the floggers, it's going to be chromium tanned leather, and that's going to come dyed already.
Okay.
There's no real natural chromium tanned like leather that you can dye yourself that I'm aware of.
So to keep that high quality leather, it's kind of hard to to also dye it other colors.
And it's every tannery is different, every batch is different, so like
Can't guarantee everything's going to be the same.
Yep, it's very inconsistent. The only thing that stays consistent is things that are applied to the top of like the top grain leather, which would be like your metallics and stuff like that. So which is what I've been using mostly for like the knotwork and the handles is a metallic, because it's
Consistent.
always going to be consistent, even if the leather underneath is slightly different. But you never know.
See how knowledgeable our sponsors are? I love this. I'm loving this.
I think that's the reason that we started doing these shops. Like, I just remember that finding custom pacifiers for good prices was impossible when I first started to look. So I ended up buying myself a 3-pack just off Amazon, and then I was just like, hey, I could just put stuff on this. So I just started doing it, and then it just got like better and better, and then I was like, I should sell these to people. Like,
so you found a need for it, and you're happy to fill it. So that's pretty great. So
I'm always happy to fill it.
You're always happy to fill it. So as you can see, I'm
being threatened with a crop now.
Since 2 of our sponsors are so knowledgeable, you can always assume, of course, all of our sponsors are incredibly knowledgeable and have great product. Let's talk about another one of our sponsors, Piercings by Bee LLC.
The one who gets to stab my face.
Oh, yes. I have 5 piercings. I've been stabbed 5 times by this woman, and each time it is a great time. Yes, so far. I keep on looking for more places for her to stab me because it's just so good.
I'm only at 3, but by the end of this month, I should be at like 5 or 6.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Is this a competition again?
No, I'm just very excited.
We just love getting stabbed by Bee.
Very kink friendly, very, very comfortable to be around. Just gives you that good atmosphere of being safe and cared for, and knowing that your piercing is going to be taken care of and done correctly, and that you won't have to worry about it. And also will switch out your jewelry for you, does a checkup after 2 weeks, like make sure everything is good. I had a small allergic reaction to something that got under my earring, and she handled it so well, even though it was something she had never seen before. She still just like did everything she could to make sure that I was taken care of, and I will always go back to Bee.
Yes. She's incredibly supportive throughout the healing process. I mean, obviously I met her in a kink context, like that's how she and I met, but I've sent family to her.
Yes.
Because that is how much I trust her, that I've sent family to her to get their needs met.
I have taken my mother to her, and one of my partners travels 2 hours to come get his piercings done here in Bakersfield by Bee.
Yes. So 10 out of 10, do recommend. Some places that you can find her, if you know about her website. We talked about that before, right?
Piercingsbybee.com.
Piercings by Bee.
Yeah, she's also on Facebook as well, and I believe Instagram too. And on Instagram, it has this neat little button that makes it so that you can set up an appointment. Right now, she's appointments only, so highly recommend. She will go and work with you.
Her website also has that.
Yes.
And Yeah, if
Easy to navigate.
If you find her on Facebook, you might not be able to contact her through Facebook as easily because I don't think it's checked as often.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely go to the website as your first choice.
Yeah, and read the frequently asked questions part of it too,
Yes.
because she answers a lot of things that people
Yes.
like randomly just message her about, and she's like, okay, well, it's on the website. If you just read it, please.
Yes,
Can't-
read through those FAQs and just check it out. See what's on there. See if your question might have already been answered. Just make it easier for your piercer. Do that whenever you go to any kind of shop, tattoo
real.
shops, piercing shops, passy shops, anything you're going to get a thing. Check out their frequently asked questions before you start sending them a bunch of messages, because you don't know how many messages we are having to answer a day.
Also, I would like to add she has a wonderful selection of jewelry. I know.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I brought one of my friends over to her because my friend typically has allergic reactions to piercings, and so they were looking for their, their implant grade surgical steel, all the great
Not
things.
surgical steel.
Not surgical steel, implant grade.
Implant grade steel, implant grade titanium.
Yes.
Surgical steel
It's not the same.
is an amalgamation of metals and can cause many, many allergies. Just a heads up.
Yes.
Common
So-
misconception.
So B also has a lot of different toppers and different companies that she goes through for the top part of the earring as well, and they're all really, really great and super great designs. So highly recommend if you're looking to get any sort of piercing to go check out Piercings by B.
She also does have several simpler pieces of jewelry that are not as expensive in case you're still wanting to get that high quality piercing but you're on a budget. She will work with you to make sure that you can get that good piercing because she cares about her clients.
Yes.
Yep. And to further explain the medical grade thing, like medical grade steel is used usually for instruments and surgeries,
Yes.
etc. And they don't leave those in the body for a reason, because they can cause scarring as well as abscesses.
Yes.
And number 4 on our list of podcast sponsors.
The only one who's not here?
Yeah.
Well, other than B.
Other than B, right?
B's here in spirit always.
Yeah.
She's always here. She's
But-
in my ears and my nose.
Right? And
Oh,
in my
that's
nipples.
true.
With her fingers. Sexy.
You know they're a real friend when they'll pick your nose for you. That's-
Ew. So gross.
Oh, you're doing it again.
But our other sponsor is JW Paddles. Get yourself some wood.
Yeah.
Some hard exotic woods.
Some hard exotic woods.
For your backside.
Yeah. Actually, I'm a big fan of, obviously I'm a big fan of their paddles, but my first paddle that I got from them, I got it at the Fresno Ball, and I was very excited because afterwards I actually got a massage with the paddle for my partner.
Ooh.
Yeah, because what you do is you just turn the paddle like on its side, so on the thin side, and just kind of like tap it along your back. Feels so good. And then also I got my ass beat with it, and
I was
that
gonna
was
say,
wonderful too.
You can also turn it sideways on the ass and use it more as
Yes.
a cane.
Yeah.
Yes, it does give a very cane sensation. A little thuddier, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit of a thuddier cane. So
Yeah.
them got some good woods.
They do.
Yeah. And they also will do custom orders if you want something engraved special. They
Yes,
will.
yes, they will.
will do that. And if you want a certain kind of wood, they will also do that. They will go to great lengths to find the wood that you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
It may cost more
Right.
depending
Which
on
is-
how exotic it is and their ability to get it, but they will.
Price of customization. I mean, they also like challenges apparently, because
Yes.
when I accidentally issued that challenge,
Yes,
through
they
the,
were
through
on
the
it
Gotham Press.
like, the next day.
Exactly.
They were texting me, text Anemic. Give her this picture.
I just get a picture from him. I'm like, that is a cross paddle, and immediately I was like, oh
I am
yes. I still love that. I show it to people. Like, it's like such a beautiful like work of art, and I still like, I'm gonna beat ass with it. Don't get me wrong, but man, she's so good.
Yeah, my next intended thing is that I found so they're definitely into challenges, because I found a wall hanging that looks like a giant ruler, and they are all about helping me turn that into a paddle. Can you imagine the student teacher scenes with a giant ruler,
Yes, sir.
Yep.
waggly eyebrows? We have mentioned several things that we might want to go into a little bit more detail about, such as camp and the Fresno Ball.
Ooh.
I mean, we talked a little bit about camp before in a prior episode. Camp is happening. By the time this episode comes out, it will have already happened. Yeah, so.
Oh, is it this weekend?
Yes, it is
coming
this
weekend.
Are you guys going?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Super excited. The new campsite looks super great. So I'm really excited for all the kinky fun we're gonna have.
The new campground is fantastic. We went up a few weeks ago and helped cut campsites and clear things and get it all set up. It's a private piece of property owned by a community member, volunteered to us for the purpose of making sure that our kinky camp could happen every year without having to worry about where we were going to rent the campground from.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
No rangers here.
Yeah.
Well, there could be.
Well, for those of you with a uniform kink,
Right.
got a ranger costume, come on up.
Hell yeah.
I have a Parks and Recreation wardrobe
Ooh.
because I worked for Parks and Recreation.
That's our next scene, Lola, right there.
Oh, yeah.
You're just going to catch me in the woods and
You didn't
punish
hear
me.
about the jellyfish.
I did not.
Oh, it's too bad.
You're gonna have to listen to the
I'm gonna have
podcast.
to listen.
Did you want to, so is the Fresno Ball happening? Do you know?
We don't know
Anybody?
yet.
Anybody?
They're trying to move it to spring, so I doubt that it will happen this coming year. It will probably happen the following year.
I think that would be great because it's been in the summer and it's
too
when
hot.
everybody wants to wear their good leather corsets, chaps,
Yes.
vests. Oh, it's so hot.
And it's so close to camp. That's just a
Yes.
lot of work for them.
There
Yeah.
were a lot of really large events in the summertime, and that was why they decided they were going to try and push it into the spring. Mm-hmm. And then the panini hit. We got put in that panini
Explain
press.
the panini because some people don't know that term.
Oh, the pandemic.
Okay, thank you.
We're being silly.
Just be silly about it.
What about the luau? Our group is not having a luau this year, but is Fresno having a luau, or
I'm not
have they? Did
sure.
it pass? Did we miss it?
So the only party that Fresno has had so far was actually held in Madera, and it was the celebration of lost holidays. So it was all the holidays that we have missed due to the pandemic. So there was birthday cake, there was Mardi Gras beads, there was a Thanksgiving dinner, there was a Christmas tree with
That is
lights on
such
it.
an amazing
There
idea.
was
is
Halloween
that?
costumes and a costume contest, lots of drinking. So it was not a play party, but
Oh,
just
okay.
like a socialization, get everybody back used to like what parties
That's
are.
so good.
Type of party. It was very fun. We had a great
that.
time. Anemic and I both went. We took a couple other people went, and we just got to see everybody, which was kind of shell shocking, but also
Yeah.
we had our fantastic event Wicked Wednesday to like get us a little bit adjusted before then
Before,
get back used to
like
people.
jumping in the deep end of
Yeah, being at a party. It was still a little bit overwhelming, but something we could manage.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's all they've had so far that I know of.
Lala, when are we going to have ours?
Oh, I do know that the Visalia Munch is opening back up.
Yes.
And has had one in-person event. Sorry, continue.
I want a Lost Holidays party.
They have not released the date of when we are opening.
No, when are you doing a Lost Holidays party?
Oh, when am I?
Yeah.
Well, how would Madera feel about me copying their idea?
I think they would think it was great.
Yeah.
Would they be offended or would they be like flattered?
Have you ever known Audio
No.
Diva to be offended?
No,
by
but I
You
think
could
somebody
always
thinking
ask
something
her
have
if you
to ask
wanted
her.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
just
let her know
ask
your
her.
intention, I guess.
Yeah.
Like-
So we had made a suggestion that people start looking at their group pages to see when things are opening up, and there was something from Shock Doc about us opening up.
Hopefully
limited
relatively
opening.
soon.
So we don't have a date yet that is being posted, but just
I mean, we could
keep
go on
your
a date if you
eyes-
want to.
Keep your eyes peeled for that. As far as a all holiday party, that would take a little bit of planning, and I don't have that date. Thief.
Well, you also know exactly who to contact when you need help with that. So
Oh, I know. I have my team. I do want to steer us back into topic
Into
land,
our show
if
notes.
that's all right. Virtual sex and phone. Since we were talking about the pandemic,
We were.
yeah, virtual sex, phone sex, and sexting increased during COVID. Someone did you want to? Who put that in there?
I put that in there because I feel like that's kind of an interesting topic, right? Because like, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but like, hooking up's kind of like a thing for me. So the pandemic kind of, you know, threw a wrench in that because, you know, you have to be safe. Mm-hmm. There's only so much safety you can have with hookups anyway. Yeah. But when it comes to the pandemic, I personally feel like I connected with more people kind of across the states than I ever have before, because I was very much used to just being like, okay, you know, this is my community, here are my people, you know, here are the folks that I do that I do kinky stuff with. But with the increase of things like virtual events and virtual conferences, I end up meeting a lot more people and just kind of spending more time online. So then you end up connecting with all these other people that frankly you want to do a bunch of kinky things with, but when they're off in North Carolina somewhere. Canada, you know, literally just like far away from where your current location is, it makes it very difficult to still kind of have that same level of intimacy or play with them. So there's been a significant increase in things like sexting or phone sex or even now virtual sex, right? And there's just kind of a few ways you could do that. So I'm kind of wondering if anyone has any experience in any of those three areas.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah?
Yep.
Would you mind telling me, like, which ones have you engaged in?
So, I love phone sex. It is an amazing, amazing thing where you don't have the intimidation of being with somebody, but still have the intimacy of all the moans and the groans and the wants and the desires. But I feel like it's all declined during the pandemic instead of increased. Yeah. But then I don't have the aspect of meeting people through virtual events and wanting to have any kind of connection with them. I don't know. I'm all for strangers. Like I'm so much more interested in strangers than people I may meet, because I feel like there's added pressure of like you're gonna have to see them again. Like if I just fall flat on my face after 2 pumps, I don't want to have to go back and see them next week and be like, oh, hi, yeah, remember me? Yeah, this is awkward. How many friends did you tell? Oh, look, they're laughing. I know they don't. Okay.
I mean, I could just ride you.
That's true.
So you got fingers for a reason,
you
sweetie.
Fall asleep, and I'm just like, so...
Why would I fall asleep?
It happened to me before.
Be like, hey, so I called you an Uber.
Partner fell asleep on top of me, and I was like, I guess we'll just pull the blanket up over her shoulder so she doesn't get cold.
You need to have better sex partners.
Well, she had been awake for a long time, and her husband was kind of a dick, so it was hard to get to the motel. But yeah, it wasn't a good thing. But yeah, the virtual sex, you mean like video sex? Like
almost just assaulting me with my mic repeatedly.
Well, for virtual sex, yeah, there's definitely a certain level of like I think of like FaceTime or Zoom. I don't know if people have done it over Zoom.
Or Snapchat.
Or Snapchat or Discord. Like all those can kind of
Discord.
I think probably
I've done some things over Discord.
Ooh, that brings up an interesting. Sorry to cut
probably
you off.
With the data breach and hackability of Zoom, people are probably not doing that.
Yeah,
I personally have not tried it over Zoom, no. But I know that I've gone over FaceTime and like Snapchat. I've had virtual sex with people, so.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, Snapchat's the go-to because you don't have to exchange phone numbers. You can do voice, or you can do video, or you can just do text. It's up to you.
And you can either set it to disappear or set it to not disappear.
Yes.
Yeah, but that you can't trust. That's like, I mean, I just imagine.
No, I mean, if you want to keep track of like if you're having a conversation and you want to keep track of the conversation, you can set it to not disappear as quickly. Whereas if you're just, sexting back and forth and you don't care like about going back to reread it.
But
then
you should still keep track of where you are in your sexting
Yes.
story.
Oh,
Don't-
yeah.
That's true.
I mean, part of what I know that some people use Snapchat for, at least in a dirty sense, is they like to, send saucy pictures to each other, knowing full well that it's going to disappear, so the person can't save it.
Bullshit.
But they can
person can
screenshot it, but it will tell you.
It tells you.
Okay, hold on, stop. You both are way too naive. If you don't think my best friend isn't sitting right next to me with their cell phone taking a picture of your fucking thing. So
That's
that you,
if they want to go that hard for it, then they deserve
Then
that
they-
nude.
yeah, I'm gonna
they
say,
deserve
I'm
my
just telling
titty
you,
pic.
there are
If
ways
they want
around.
a blurry photo of the screen of their phone with my picture on it, then
With your
have
thumb
at
in
it.
the way.
Or
like-
they can use screen capture software and get a full resolution photo.
But I know that even with like screen recording and like screenshotting, it will tell the other person. Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
We can have it. I'll give you my Snap name. But you can definitely record. Like you can screen record. You don't even need apps for it anymore. It's on Android phones. You can screen record from
Yeah,
the
it's on
fucking
iPhones as well.
Yeah.
It has been
So,
for a long
like,
time.
You just record from there, and then you stop it and save it, and then you go back to that recording, and then you can screenshot from that recording, and it'll
That's
never
true if you
tell
started
anything.
recording before you opened Snapchat, then
Which
it
a lot of
probably
people
would
do.
not.
A lot of people
Alert.
do.
Okay, so only put your nudes in trustworthy hands is what I'm
Yes,
understanding.
always.
And I feel like that's always the rule.
That's why I put mine behind a paywall. Hey-o.
There you go.
Same.
With a legal warning, threatening legal action if they should ever find out that you're
Yeah.
sharing them
I
elsewhere.
was like, you try to get me for revenge porn, I'm going to ruin you. Anyhow, so how about you, Lala? Have you ever had phone sex, sexting, virtual sex?
Phone sexting, but not during COVID. I didn't do any of that during COVID.
A wasted opportunity.
And
You
so
had my number the whole time.
now that COVID is over, though, how is it? The state is reopened, so people are
For now,
For now.
Okay,
As you were saying, sorry.
the state is reopened, so people are gathering again, which makes me think that people that are or were taking advantage of the sexting, the video porn, like video sex, whatever stuff, all this stuff that we just talked about, is probably going to decrease because now they can get it for real unless they just liked it so much better
I was
the
gonna
other
say,
way.
what if now they're hooked though?
Yeah,
Well,
I
like-
was gonna say that now that they've been exposed to it and know that it's an option, now they're like, well, I could connect to these people that I'm not even close to. So maybe that could be part. I do think it is going to decrease overall,
yeah, it
100%.
Has your experience? Have your experiences decreased?
No, they have not.
Okay. And
They've-
were you sexting and stuff?
Not a whole lot.
Okay.
A little bit, but not a whole lot. I am on OnlyFans, and I haven't really seen a decrease so
Okay.
far. But I will say that as far as OnlyFans go, I think the idea of being able to customize your porn, find exactly what you're looking for, the people that you want to see, that variety of shapes and sizes and colors and everything, I feel like that has opened up whole new doors for adult entertainment and also put the money straight into the creator's hands. So I feel like hopefully, even though it will decrease, I do hope that it
Sticks
will
around.
stick around because it really has changed the game.
So speaking of OnlyFans and the state reopening, does that mean have the strip clubs reopened? And
Oh, the strip clubs have
how-
been
they've been
Yeah,
open.
they never
They
shut
never
down.
closed.
Oh, they didn't.
No.
Well, they were food. They were doing food.
Some
of them
I
are
don't
doing
understand
food.
that at all. I don't,
No, they were
They've been going this whole
going
time.
strippers the
Oh,
whole time.
All right. I wonder if they noticed a decrease or if they're if they're noticing an increase. We should be asking.
You
your
should be
cousin.
asking Sarah Skelton about that.
Yep.
Yeah, because we do
That's my
know
niece, not
someone.
my
Oh, your
cousin.
niece. I'm sorry. I knew it was family.
Ask my family.
Yeah.
They are still working, still making bank. They never had a problem with working during the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm adding that to a guest list.
Yes,
At
do
some
it.
point we'll-
Contact them.
And I'm wondering now, I shouldn't say so many people have OnlyFans, but
Oh, a lot do.
a lot of
a
people
lot
have
do.
OnlyFans. So the person that you might have been crushing on a couple of years ago, might have an OnlyFans.
Yeah, check it out. See if they have one.
But
live out those dreams.
I don't know if I should voice this. Like, how would you go about finding them on OnlyFans? Because it's not something you can search by friends or anything like.
You can always just ask them.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
if you were,
a lot of us posted on our regular social medias. We've got links in our bios. Like, you just check it out.
That's why I made a point to make a post on FetLife. Like, hey, like, if I understand for some people they might look at it like, oh, I'd like to support you, but that's awkward because you're my friend. If you're paying me, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think,
exactly.
And I know that I'm the outlier in a lot of things. I don't think I'm an outlier on that.
No,
so
you're
if you're
not.
paying for the content, then you can have it.
What about the
Yes.
reverse of that, where we're not friends, but I've creepily hit on you in the past?
Then give me your
Then
money, bitch.
ask.
Okay.
Hey, can I have access to your OnlyFans? The best way to flatter someone is to offer them money, at least to me.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to say, yeah.
I had a friend from high school contact me, and he was like, hey, do you happen to have an OnlyFans? And I said, maybe I do. And he said, can I send you $20 and pay the subscription price? And I said, yes, you can.
Nice.
So that's how that went.
That's
Good
what I'm
for
saying.
them.
Like, if you're going to have a creepy crush on us and hit on us, then at least pay us some money.
Exactly. And the worst I could say is like, no, I'm not
Our
comfortable
audience
with that.
member agrees.
Right.
We got the thumbs up.
Make their pockets hurt.
make their puppets what?
Pockets
Pockets
hurt.
Pockets hurt.
Take their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you're gonna be a creep, then at least
Pay for us to deal with you.
pay for us to deal with you. Yeah, pay for us. Tell us what you want. Give us that extra money for that custom content you want. You want to see egg laying? Then tell us you want to see egg laying and pay us that extra money, and we'll do that shit for you.
It's called oviposition. Because
So
I'm seeing the
good.
look on Lala's face. Or oviposition? Oviposition?
Oviposition.
Oviposition.
No, thank you.
You're like, not
It's
my
not
kind
for
of
you,
content.
but for
Oh,
some
thank
people,
you.
it's the bee's
It's
knees.
highly erotic for some people.
Gaggitty. Let's move on.
Yes. Okay. We'll move on.
Do you know what is highly erotic to me that used to be a big red for me?
What?
Gags.
Oh, yeah?
Like what kind of gags? Just like the typical ball gag that you see in things, or
Just being gagged. Yeah, was a big red for me. And that is this week's Fetish Kink of the Week. Yay!
Oh.
Kink
Gags.
of the week. Kink of the week.
Yeah, we need a theme song for that, don't we? Why don't you write that for us, Jack?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe he just did and he just doesn't know it.
No, I was just singing the Too Many Cooks theme song.
Oh.
Too many cooks, too many cooks.
I don't know that song.
You can either look it up and cry,
And
or
hate
you
you.
can
or
look it up and not know.
you'll totally judge us. Anyway, let's talk about gags. Lala, do you
Is it as bad as King Henry VIII? I am, that type of thing? No, okay.
It's weird. It's different than that.
real weird.
Okay, well, we'll put a gag in that and we'll move on.
Oh.
I'm so funny.
Is it a pink bone gag? Because I know that Anemic and I match in that area.
Oh, that's cute.
love our pink
Wait, is
bone
it like a
gags.
bit gag?
yeah,
a
but
bone
it's
bit?
a pink
Oh,
bone.
okay.
Yeah, we both have one.
Are you gonna talk in my mic? No. I'm being lean. Dude, does this? Okay, wait. Sorry, listeners. Greedy just came over.
He gave the
and
gentlest kiss.
He gave me the softest kiss on the forehead. Does this mean you don't hate me anymore? Does this? Oh, he's glaring at me. Okay, well, we're not going to talk about that. Are you strangling me now? He's just delivering kisses to all the co-hosts. Okay. So gags are a form of mouth bondage and medical play.
That was so cute.
Yeah.
I can't even.
I'm sorry. We're still trying to process the
Okay, he's going back
the
to
sweet
sleep.
kisses
All right.
from Greedy.
Hey, Greedy. Love you. Glaring. Okay. All right.
And the eyes narrowed too, like a hawk looking at a mouse in a field.
I don't know
Get
what
a
else.
kiss and a head pat and nothing else.
I think I just need to embrace the hate, love that he has for me. now.
Or stop bringing it up
and let it be.
and just let life be life and continue down this wayward venture.
Gags.
Or
Gags
take
come in many forms.
responsibility
They come in. I did nothing wrong.
for
Gags come
don't-
in many forms, but ball gags are the most common.
They also may take form of a bit, a cleave, pacifier, penis, or spider gag, among many others.
You know who makes custom passy gags? Steel Brat Pacis.
Plug.
Mouth gags aren't usually dangerous, but they can be very uncomfortable.
Sometimes that's a bonus.
Yeah. Make sure to fit the gag properly to your or your partner's mouth. That's definitely a big thing. I know a lot of people who love the look of ball gags but have teeny tiny mouths. And I actually heard that there's I have to try to find it. It's like posted on Discord. There's actually a brand on Amazon that's body safe. And there's smaller gags for folks who have smaller mouths. Smaller ball gags.
There's all sorts of
Please.
different size ball gags out there.
Please find the link to that.
Some are
Oh,
soft
totally.
and chewy.
Yes.
Yep.
These ones are soft chewy and they have
STEM
like
toy.
yeah, like a stem toy. Actually, yes. And they have little holes through them. There are 3 holes through the front. They're easier for breathing. And also, if you're a drooler, they do make you drool quite a bit because of the sides. But I mean, I think that's hot personally.
Same. I'm a
Why?
drool all
Yeah.
over Nick.
Why is that sexy?
It is very sexy.
Okay.
It
This
also
loss
adds to
of
sensation
control.
play because of once the drool is on the other person, then when the cold air hits it and it cools off, like it adds to that temperature play, sensation play. Ugh.
Okay. I just
Degradation too, because you might be ashamed to have drool come in, but it's just you can't stop it.
I just don't like it. It's
You
to
don't
me
have
it's
to.
gross.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. So yeah, like I'm very like body fluid. I don't like it. Like get it. Don't put it on me. Well, okay. Like if a man's gonna come on my chest, I'm totally cool with that. I don't want it on my face. So I think drool on my face. I don't want to drool. I think it's unattractive. But I think hey, that is great for those who like it. The first pictures I saw of someone with a ball gag, they were hung in a barn. So you had that Western earthy background, and then she's just drooling in the hay, and everything about that whole thing was so hot and so sexy, and I wanted a gag, but the drool made me say nope.
I've been paid for content that's just drooling content.
Really?
Yeah. So like I've had.
Did you have your eyes crossed?
I cannot do the a Hagao face.
Oh, really?
I can't do it. I
What
would make
face? What
so much
face?
more money.
This one.
That one.
Oh.
People really,
really like
love
that. I
They
don't know.
love that face. I can't do it though. I don't know. But I've been paid for content where it's just I had tiny clothespins and I kept on sticking it to my tongue until I drooled all over myself. And then also like they like very like if you were to simulate giving a blowjob to a dildo, they like it to be really, really drooly and like have like your drool fall on your chest and stuff
Yeah, and
like
the
that.
sound of it. Like,
Yeah, and the sound of it too is a really big thing. Luckily, those things also turn me on, so it's fine. You look mortified.
I know. If you could take a picture of my face right now, I am just ugh.
A lot of people have that same thing, but it's like literally, it's either you hate it or you love it. I don't really know a lot of people that are indifferent to it. So not all gags are going to make you drool, but a lot of them are definitely going to stimulate more of that drool coming through for sure.
I would definitely say that the bone gag does not.
No.
Because it kind of seals your mouth really well. So
Can you
but,
I don't want to say slurp because I hate that noise, but like
Swallow
kind of
around
like
it.
yeah, like
Yeah, you
get
can-
the moisture
yeah,
off
you
it
can-
and control it from drooling.
Yeah, because
it just doesn't. It kind of seals against the edges.
Oh,
of
see,
your,
that would be okay
Yeah.
for
so
me.
then
I
you
would
don't
be okay
drool.
with that, I think. Yeah.
But I was more thinking that Anemic and I now need to do a photo shoot where we are cows with our septum piercings because we've talked about that so
Do
many
you know
times.
who would love that? Is Captain Awesome.
Oh, trust me, I know.
He is
He
going to
wouldn't
be
buy
all
it if
over
I
it.
was in
Yeah,
it, though,
he
'cause
wouldn't-
I'm his child and he refuses to buy my
I'll just
porn.
crop you out.
All right, cool.
Well, you just do
We just
individuals
need
and
to do
then
it
partner ones.
in the woodshed at the dam ranch.
Okay, we're gonna have to go shopping.
So there are many types of gags. We're going to continue on. There's cloth or silk gags. As we mentioned, ball gags in different sizes. Metal gags, which is the Jennings hinge and the ratchet, which are
spiders.
medical grade.
Spider gags are metal.
That's
too.
next.
Yeah, that's next. Spider/ring gags, yeah, which have the O opening, which are fun because you can do lots of like sexual or
Insertion.
teasing. Thief sent us a video. Will you post that video on Discord?
Yeah, both of them.
She was really cute. In this video, she put a ring gag on her person and then was like touching their tongue and teasing them. And that was so cute. That was cute.
I'm into that.
To me, that was cute. It wasn't sexy, but I can imagine
For them, maybe
it
that's
could
cool.
be very sexy. Like,
Yeah.
Like humiliating and then having your top be a brat.
yeah.
And that- For a lot of people, that's
Yeah.
a big thing.
Yeah.
And not all scenes have to be sexy. Some of them are just silly and playful.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big misconception about this lifestyle, that everything has to be serious and everybody's the dominant and the submissive. But really, we're just silly bitches.
Right?
We're just nerds. With our-
Anemic, you want
with
to add to that the rest of these?
Like, read some more of it?
Yeah.
So, sure. So they have mold gags, which are based on forceps-like design that have rubber-coated ends, canine/vet gags, insertable gags, inflatable gags, and bits. I've seen someone use an inflatable gag, and that was pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a pretty long one, and they were really careful about it. But I know that their top had like commanded to just like see how big you can get it safely.
Yeah.
Where they put it in their mouth and they saw them pump it, and you can kind of even see like their throat start to bulge out a
wow.
little bit.
That's cool.
And then they immediately released it and took it out. But it was
scary.
yeah,
That
it was
scares me.
it was very intense. And they were hardcore players with a lot of experience, so I'm sure that's why they were able to do it. And you know, she obviously knew her limits, but it was also highly like, oh man, that is
I
see
think
how much you can fit down there.
those are really dangerous, and you have to
All
know your
gags
person
are fairly dangerous.
really well. The inflatables though, that blocks your nasal passage and your
Right.
throat.
Yes.
You can't breathe at all.
It can, depending on how long it is.
It can go down your throat. That
Yeah.
If-
that
how
It
long
doesn't-
it is.
Not all of them have to be that long.
Yeah, if they're just gonna fill your mouth, it would be different.
it's
but
that would make me not breathe.
Yeah, that's exactly why I was.
scare me.
I wouldn't
I know
use
you
them
did.
It's
personally.
not for me because any
claustrophobic.
type of breath play is on my red list
Okay.
because I can't breathe.
Yeah.
And
I already can't breathe. Can I just
You're like, breathing's nice.
let me breathe how I can?
and if you're listening to this and thinking that some of these sound amazing and cool and you want to try them, just know that these aren't toys. These aren't things that you should just take lightly because you see them in every magazine or on every video, and they're ball gags are everywhere and it's kind of mainstream. This is very dangerous stuff. Like the jaw muscles and the bones in your jaw, you have to learn about that. Like not everybody can open their mouth very wide, so everybody is different. Everybody, teeth damage is a huge thing because people just get these things and play with them and have no idea what they're doing.
Get them stuck.
Yeah, it's just start with short amounts of time and work up. Don't just throw one on somebody and be like, okay, you're fine.
I would
Know
also. Sorry, go ahead.
Gag reflex is a huge thing,
Yes.
so you can asphyxiate, you can die, so be careful.
I would also like to add that for some of those gags that cause you to produce a lot of drool as well, I know that personally I have made the mistake of being in one of those like drool producing gags, and then after having I'm holding all this drool in my mouth that's kind of coming down, right? And I fell on my back, and I was like immediately just like started almost choking on my drool. So yeah, it's definitely something you need to be aware of, and you need to have some sort of safety signal or noise. Was it a fall safe? Can be
A drop safe.
A drop safe. Thank you. A drop safe.
Something that lights up
Like a
or
bell.
jingles or
Yeah, something to show when you're in distress. Because luckily, when I had done that, when I was alone and I didn't have my arms restrained or anything like that, so immediately I could hop back up and take it off and spat it out or whatever. But that's definitely a risk that you're going to run with. Like a lot of toys.
Right.
There's going to be a dangerous
risk.
element.
Yeah, do not gag your partner and then leave them alone. That is
Never.
actually one of the.
I
We
have
go
a
over
whole
that.
safety list.
Okay, good.
That we can go
Awesome.
over.
I'll
Alright,
let you do
cool.
that
If we
because I
want.
was going to say that's on our community's orientation.
Yep.
There are also dental retractors that pull back the skin and don't have anything to do with the teeth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those can be fun.
Claw hook mouth spreaders.
Which is basically the same thing, just in a fancier, kind of more kinky looking design.
Claw, the claw.
Ooh.
Should we go over some safety? Let's
Yes,
go over
we
some
should.
safety.
Absolutely.
Okay, as Jack said, never leave a gagged subject unattended
For any amount of
for
time.
any amount of time. What?
Move your low volume thing.
There we go.
You just want to look down her shirt?
Maybe.
Okay.
No, it's making that weird staticky noise. It's the,
I didn't
the
hear it that
volume
time.
connector on the...
Make sure the gag fits the wearer's mouth properly and is not too tight, meaning they can still get air in and out.
Right.
And it's not going to damage or hurt their cheeks. too
Yes.
bad.
If you're new to a gag, request your first time to be unbound. Like, don't get bound and then
Right.
a gag, because if you have ability with your hands to pull it away or whatever, or signal better, then you won't have as much anxiety on your first try. And also start just a couple minutes
Yeah.
and then expand it as you feel
like very
comfortable.
few, like 2-3 minutes
Exactly.
tops, and then because you'll find that once you do it and then once it's removed, your muscles in your jaw will act differently too. So like over time, they may start to tighten up, and you're like, "Whoa, wait a minute, what's going on?" Well, that's because you've had them stretched so long that they weren't used to it, and you're also applying pressure, so they've kind of clamped down, and they need time to kind of relax. And
You gotta work them out like any other muscle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You never want to gag an ill person. If they have a fever or anything, you never know. They could vomit and then they could asphyxiate on their
Yep.
own ick.
Also, if they're sick, why are you playing?
Well, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never use a gag that involves the nose and the mouth at the same time. Like, that's extreme
Breath
Breath
play.
play.
breath play. Always arrange a signal, like you guys had said, drop something
Drop safe.
lights up. Grunting, you can grunt. 2 grunts means get it out of here, or however
Right,
you
however
guys.
you set it up.
Yeah,
And you should also, if you're using a drop thing, it should make noise, not just light. Because
Yeah.
if they're looking at what they're doing, then they're probably paying more attention to you than where your hands are doing.
I like the idea of the bell, and an easy thing would be like a cat toy that has bells in it.
Mm-hmm.
They
I
could
will
shake
tell you
it.
right now,
they
they're
could.
not loud enough.
Oh, okay.
They're not loud enough.
Okay.
I've tried even like a jingle bell like this big, and it's sometimes not loud enough.
More cowbell.
Especially more cowbell. Well, especially you have to consider, where are you scening? Are you scening in your room? Are you scening in a dungeon with music playing?
That's
because
true.
If you're scening in a dark dungeon with music playing, your best bet's going to be something that lights up, because it's going
Yep.
to alert not only your partner but whoever is DMing in that dungeon.
You're right.
So
That's
in
a good
our
point.
local dungeon, we have light up drop saves that are available for use. If you're scening in a silent room with no music playing, which I don't know a lot of people that don't put something on while they're scening, then yes, something that just makes noise would suffice, and you would have to figure out what level of noise you have to have.
I mean, in that case, if you're in a dungeon, the grunting might not work either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're
So
going to want to
you
focus
gotta
on something
really
that lights up.
figure out something that's going to work for both of you and
Exactly.
the DM.
So
Yeah.
tailor your safety to the location and environment that you are scening in.
Yeah, I agree with that. Be aware of the gagged individual's ability to swallow, because, as Anemic said, choking on your own drool is a thing. The position that you're in, the ability to swallow or to release the drool out of your mouth is very important. As you guys mentioned, also open mouth gags have a time limit because your mouths are designed to be closed. So being forced open longer than 10 to 20 minutes can cause a lot of pain in the joints, in the muscles. It can actually pull your jaw out of its socket.
Yeah.
We've had a patient, I work in the dental industry, who had her jaw pulled out of her socket, and she had to go to ER, be put under, and have it snap back in, much like a shoulder joint. So it does happen. It is not fun. It is very painful.
And some people never realize that has happened, and so they will spend the rest of their life with a jaw that is
Exactly.
off and
Yep.
messed up, and they'll never have it
It's
fixed.
true. And the only reason we caught it is because we did an x-ray. And then it was actually me, and I'm not even an x-ray tech, but I pointed out that, look, that lower jaw is not, it
In
doesn't look
place.
the same as the other side. It's not in that little nook.
Yeah.
And so when I pointed that out to the doctor, she was like, okay, now we know, get to the ER right now. Okay, next is I'm just ringing my own bell because I was very proud of myself for that.
You did a good job.
Sometimes it takes someone who's not in the middle of it to
Yeah.
to see the
Well,
thing.
because they're probably looking at teeth.
Yeah.
And you notice the whole thing.
Yeah.
I looked at the big picture.
Ball and ring gags come in very many sizes, so make sure you aren't using one that is too big. Okay, we already went over that.
And textures too. Like there's metal ones. There's ones that
Yeah.
are wrapped in rubber, wrapped in leather, or
Right.
faux leather. Like,
So,
but also
I
think
would
of,
like to add one more thing, and that is if you're going to be using gags that make you drool a lot, hydrate.
Yeah.
You can dehydrate yourself by drooling out too much.
and clean your toys.
And clean your toys.
right. So, gag. My
Gaga?
brain is gone.
Goo goo gaga?
Experiments with
Experiences.
adventures with gags. Anyone want to tell their stories? I can't think of the right word. Experiences. Did you just say
Yes,
that?
I did. Thank you. You're welcome.
I mean, I mostly shared mine, like, you know, almost drowning myself in my own drool. That's definitely a thing. But I don't know. I don't feel like I've had any like super noteworthy experiences with my. I mean, Jack and I have the same bone gag because
Yeah.
it's
Really
super
cute.
adorable. And I've used that during play, and it's incredibly effective. And yeah, that's for someone. Even though I love drool, it actually does not make me drool very much.
No.
So
Oh, can I add, though, also for people that do want to drool, and I will have to look up the name and post it in the Discord, there is a specific brand of mints made to make you drool. And they have different levels that make you drool different amounts. And there
Lala's
have been
face.
people trying them out. I have, like, people that I
mean,
personally
sour
know trying them
candy.
out to try and see, like... Yeah, I think, like, based off of that, somebody found something that made them drool, and they just, like, dove into it and, like, made a whole line of them that makes it, like, more and more and more. And I will look into it and find the name of those because everybody is just raving about them in the other Discord that I'm in, so.
Wow.
Interesting.
Thief, have you been gagged?
I have no. Well, I've sort of like once testingly, and it didn't really work out, and it wasn't a thing.
You
Like,
didn't like it. It wasn't
they didn't know
the
what they
right-
were. Neither one of us knew what we were doing.
Oh, okay.
It was just kind of a almost a gag. But like
like a teasing thing.
Yeah,
like a playful
it
teasing
wasn't
thing.
it wasn't an actual anything serious, and it just so yeah, I don't think so. But I really want to invest in some gags, mostly for photo shoots,
Okay.
Oh,
'Cause, like, the
Steve
spider
can be
gags
our
are
photographer
amazing.
for our
cow.
barn cow.
So I have a question about that, Thief.
yeah.
If I came to you,
Mm-hmm.
to your studio to have photos done, and you pulled out ball gags and said, I want to put one of these on you,
That wouldn't happen.
I would be like, I don't know where those have been. I'm not going to use that.
That wouldn't
Like,
happen
would-
like
oh, okay.
that
What?
anyway.
So it would
It
just
would-
be like in the background type thing? or
No,
what?
it would be one of those things when would you be interested in this? It would be a conversation we had long before you ever stepped foot into the studio.
But it's been used on someone else. That's my point.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I would not be comfortable with that.
then you wouldn't have to.
But I don't. But I'm thinking that's one of those things. Wouldn't that be a fluid bound thing that
Depends
you?
on what it's
depends on the
made out
kind
of.
of gag.
Yeah.
it
Metal
depends on the
gags
kind
are
of gag.
fine.
And
You
the
just have to
stainless
clean them.
steel spider ones, they're easily cleaned.
Yeah, they
Okay.
just have to be
Sanitized.
sanitized.
This is all
properly.
good information.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
ball gags, I think because of the silicone or whatever it's made out of is porous, so it would, even though you maticide it.
Depends on
Or
what it's made out of.
maxicite it.
Again,
Yeah, it depends
some
on the
are-
kind.
Some of them are like the hard
some are-
plastic
yeah.
wiffle ball with the holes in it. Some
Yeah.
of them are rubber.
Yeah.
Now,
would just really
anything
depend.
that had holes in it, I would probably not use
Yeah.
with multiple people like
Yeah.
that. Because I mean, yeah, you
Hard to
can
clean
clean
out the
it,
inside.
but yeah, exactly.
You'd have to
don't-
like soak it for a really long time,
Yeah.
and that's still not a guarantee.
Okay, so there is a way to disinfect your gags.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Good. That's good information.
Unless it's like the leather wrapped ones, then there is
Then
no
that is
way.
fluid bound.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
fluid bound
Okay.
because you'd have to destroy the leather in order to destroy whatever was in it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of gag did they do? Did they just tie something around your?
It was a ball gag.
It was a ball gag.
It was like a cheap Halloween costumey kind of one.
Oh.
Like, yeah, it was like plastic and like it was dumb.
Okay.
But I mean, I had it in my mouth,
Yeah.
so
Have you ever gagged someone?
no.
Okay.
That's not true.
With your
That's
cock.
No. No, that would have been cool. Though. I wish I'd thought of that. Fuck. Used Bandaging?
Okay, like vet wrap?
Not vet wrap.
Oh, okay.
This was before I didn't even know what vet wrap was.
Like
And
an
vet
ace
wrap
bandage?
is like a sports bandage or something that you may get at the doctor's office if they draw blood or whatever. But no, that stuff would be cool. Like I saw in one
That
of the
would make a
videos,
really good gag.
Yeah, they mentioned that and it said it could be used.
I've had
But
it.
then she also had a hard time getting it to stick to the back of their head once they wrapped it a couple times. So I don't know. But no, this
Stick it
was
to the
like
side.
one of
To
those
pull it.
old school
make it stick.
bandages that you like wrap your arm in. Like
Ace bandage.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it was.
That sounds hot.
It was. I don't know how to explain it. We didn't know what we were doing, but it turned into kind of a hot little thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But then I
A
mean,
happy accident
yeah,
instead of a terrifying, horrible accident.
exactly. I mean, hostage situations are traumatic by nature, but overall, I think Stockholm set in, and she loves me now, so it's fine.
Great. Is that her outside the window right now?
Yes.
Staring at us?
She can't handle being more than like 30 feet away from him.
Yep. 32 foot because that's how far the bandage would reach.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just remembered a gag story, but I don't. I just remembered the time that Jack gagged me.
Oh, yeah.
I completely forgot
I
about
forgot
that.
about that. I was like, here's a way you can make a spreader bar out of rope. And here, now that rope is in your mouth and tied behind your head.
Yeah.
So her hands were up here on either side of her head, and the rope went in her mouth, and then the rest of the rope went behind her head and around to the other wrist to hold it in place.
There's a picture of it on FET. So
Yes,
if you go on my FET, there's a picture of me, and I think I'm
You
even
are
flipping
flipping
him
me
off.
off, and you look so angry. It's
'Cause
beautiful.
you tricked me.
I did. I was like, here, I'll tie you up. I like to tie people up. I learned this new tie. And then I was like, now it's in your mouth. And you were like, oh,
and I was
no.
just stuck, just like this. Oh no.
That's great.
I'll
So-
teach you how to do it.
Remember?
Yep,
Yeah.
I 100% did it to my girlfriend right after.
Awesome.
Oh
Yes.
wow! This whole
Perfect.
just non-consent thing just keeps rolling on down the line.
It's just a joke. It's fine.
To
And
you,
plus, my girlfriend liked it. Girlfriend, did you like it?
She's
nodded.
nodding. Rapid nods. Nods.
but you should
Well,
always
she
be safe, sane, and consensual.
Yes.
It was only for a couple seconds, and then I was just showing her. She was like, "What kind of ties do you know?" And I was like, "These are the ties I've learned just from watching people tie." So it was kind of like you can't really. I didn't have names for them or ways to tell her exactly what they were going to
Yeah.
be. So it was kind of like it's hard to describe them before doing them. So it was consent to tie her up in several different ties that I knew. And that
Jack
was
and
one
I
of them.
and Jack and I already have that kind of rapport with each other
Yes.
that we can do that sort of
Right.
thing. So like, don't
Yes,
just be like,
and-
"Hey, want to see a cool tie? Haha, now you're a gag,"
Right.
and you're like, "I met you 5 minutes ago. Don't
Yes.
do that."
We were bratting at each other hardcore, so it was pretty much we consented to brat at each other with rope.
Yeah.
And then saw where it went.
And this is a long time friendship
Yes.
relationship thing too. So yeah, I just wanted to make that clear so that
Yes.
people
Yes,
aren't
thank you.
thinking
We
they can
appreciate
just-
that clarification.
So we're going to talk about gags
Okay,
some more.
where do you want it?
I want to share my experience with gags.
Ooh, let's hear
I'm
it.
very claustrophobic. So
Yeah?
from the get-go, gags was a big red for me. But the idea of them was very intriguing and turned me on. But I knew myself could not handle it. So back in the day, and I'm going 22 years ago when I was with Shock Doc, he
What? No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
he listened to me and he had ideas. And so one of the first ever gags was he just simply put a piece of folded, I almost said metal, but folded leather in my mouth.
Oh,
So I could kick it out anytime I felt overwhelmed.
it wasn't secured behind your head or anything like
Nope.
that. Good.
We never got past that, but in the years with other partners, I've gotten to the point where now I can have cloth gags wrapped around my head. I've had vet wrap done, rope, because my husband likes to do that. Punk.
I mean, can you blame it?
Hey. So basically what I'm trying to get at is if the idea of gags intrigues you, but you're nervous about it, there are ways that you can do it in a
up
controlled
to it,
situation
yeah.
and work up to it. I think I've even had so it went from like the biting the leather to a pair of panties stuffed in my mouth. Again, I could kick it out. And then loosely tied scarf. And it just progressed and progressed until I was comfortable with the tight square knot behind my head.
Right.
I have not made it to a ball gag, but I think for my own self, the drool is not gonna ever fly. But from my experience, you can get there. So don't say no.
Right.
I mean, if you have someone that's willing to work with you and train you, and I say that in quotes because I don't know how else to say it, you can be gag trained.
You can also be gagged with your own tongue. So, like, if you have forceps or something, then you can pull the tongue out. Do not close the forceps on the tongue. Use, like, a rubber band or something to hold the tension on them. But
Clothespins,
not...
chopsticks.
Yeah, chopsticks are great because you can go crosswise on your tongue and then rubber band them together so it, like,
holds your tongue out.
Yep.
I want to say something else, too. I read a story. It was very sad. Someone had stuffed a handkerchief in someone's mouth and then tied fabric around
over the top
and walked away. And this person in their struggle swallowed
part of the handkerchief
and passed. So when we say that there's danger in leaving someone unattended, there is danger in leaving someone
just
unattended.
Gagging somebody, there's danger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
But I mean, things can go wrong. So it is a safety conscious. Would you call it like a high risk?
Yeah, it's definitely rack and not
SSC.
SSC.
Yeah.
Risk aware consensual kink instead of. I feel like actually the majority of kink does not fall under SSC anymore.
Yeah.
And SSC is not really. So SSC is safe, sane, consensual. And the majority of kink does not fall under safe, sane, and consensual.
Because most of it's not safe nor sane.
Yes. So it's actually
risk aware.
Becoming pretty outdated to say SSC, and it's everything more falls under risk aware, consensual kink, and then prick, which is what does prick stand for? I can't remember right now.
Oh my goodness, my brain is blinking on it too.
Well, I didn't mean to bring us down. I just was trying to show the severity of the danger.
I have prick now. Personal responsibility, informed consensual kink.
Yeah, so it's taking personal responsibility for the kinks that you decide to do, but knowing that you are informed about those kinks before you engage.
Yeah. So, do we have any other gag reflexy things that we want to share? If not, I think that's our show.
I think so. I think that's our show.
Is that our show?
That's our show.
Magic.
Oh, it's
Do
magic.
you
Oh, I was going to add,
magic?
gag-wise, having to hold something in your mouth is a whole different level of being gagged because you have to consciously remember to hold it in your mouth. And adult pacifiers are great for that.
Another plug.
No, but it's a legitimate thing. If you're focused on holding that in your mouth, then if you drop it, then they know that you're done because you no longer have the mental facility to remember to hold it in your mouth.
Oh.
So it works not only as a gag, but also as a drop save. So it's just like, it's a thought that I've had a lot because I do make the pacifier gags, and how I make them is with cloth for the straps and then 2 metal rings, like, those belts that you go through both rings and you come back through one.
Right.
And then they can tighten and loosen really easily and really fast.
Cub Scouts?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's easy to release them. You don't have to buckle it through, like get the metal buckle through any holes or anything like that. Therefore, they are adjustable to any size of head and any comfort level of tightness. And that's why I picked them. And they also don't have any buttons or buckles that rub right here, because that is a big complaint that I got about Paci gags before I started thinking about making them.
By right here,
cheeks.
On the corners of your mouth, where the pacifier sits. A lot of the time when the leather goes through those spots, or there's the metal pieces that go through those spots, it will irritate the skin on either side of your mouth.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
This is the part where we always flounder because Captain Awesome used to be our guide in closing the show, and so now we're all just kind of sitting here staring at each other.
Final thoughts, Lala?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, final thought.
Thank you. My final thoughts. Don't really. Do your research. Don't be afraid to try new things. Reach out to your
Local community and teachers.
Yeah, I was gonna say like people who produce things like sponsors to get those custom made items that are perfect for you and only you, and then take lots of pictures and share them with the world. Haha.
All right, Anemic, final thoughts.
I'm gonna say live by prick, because I quite like that now. I'm just like,
Yeah.
ooh, that may be my new one I go for. Personal responsibility, informed, consensual kink. I'm loving every part of that.
Yes, it's the best one I've come across so far.
Yeah, so make sure that all of your kink falls underneath that when you're playing with someone.
Interesting. Jack, do you have any final thoughts?
I was so busy making sure you guys had final thoughts that I was becoming my mother.
Well, now it's on you.
No, it's on me.
Dun,
My
dun,
final
dun.
thoughts are: remember to check out our giveaway and see what we can make custom for you. Support your local creators.
Awesome.
Thief, final thoughts?
Yeah, if I'm at the DMV and I'm looking at pictures on my phone and you're being a nosy motherfucker and looking over my shoulder, don't turn to me and tell me that I am weird, because you're far too close and within cum shot to make fucking say shit like that to me.
Don't stand
Okay.
so close to me.
Yep.
Strong versus
6
someone in
feet
cum
away,
Did that happen?
motherfucker. 6 feet.
Did that happen
Cum
yesterday?
shot distance.
Cum shot distance.
That happened yesterday.
Stretching my goals every day.
Yesterday that happened.
Going farther. Farther. I want to make it so...
longest cum shot in the world.
I want to try to get it over the fence.
I got it in my hair once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Your own?
What has happened
No.
to this podcast?
No, I was being,
Facetious.
you know.
Well, you said that you don't mind it on your chest, but you don't want it on your face.
No, I don't want it on my face.
And swallowing's not an option.
Unless they're making me swallow.
Oh,
Like
see,
forcing
I was
me to
gonna
swallow.
say you could swallow it or it's on your face. What are you gonna choose?
I'd swallow it.
Okay.
I would rather be forced. Well, no, I want to be forced to swallow it.
Right.
I don't want to make.
Willingly have to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I
And
don't wanna be
even when
forced
you're
to do a lot of
even when
things.
you're forcing to be, even if someone's forcing me to swallow, I'm still gonna fight the freak out of it. I'm gonna fight it.
But she's not a brat.
Too
yo.
bad you're just not able to control anything in that situation, though.
I know. That's why it's okay and fun. And consenty. Because I say yes. I say yes to that
She
stuff.
says yes to say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CNC, yo.
Hee hee.
Anyway.
And now it's over. It just cuts off right there. There's nothing else.
What was that look that you made when I was like, I want to be forced, but I'm going to fight it?
I was like, mm-hmm.
Oh.
Anyway.
It was a look of agreement.
Agreement. Yay.
Anyway, I think we're done. So, go ahead.
I'm a ghost on toast. I'm a hard rock flamethrower in memory. Hasta la vista, baby.
Bye!
Bye. Oh, we forgot the bye. That's why everybody was still just sitting here.
Waiting for you, you dork.
I was waiting for one of you to come up with your
That's
own,
your
own
thing.
thing.
I was such a dork. Okay, but we're done now.
I've removed the headphones and therefore we are free.